When people talk about climbing, things can easily get confusing. There's sport climbing, trad climbing, gym climbing, bouldering, top roping, speed climbing, lead climbing, aid climbing, and it doesn't even stop there. Let's bring some light in the dark here. In this video we'll take a look at the most important types of climbing, what the terms mean and where the differences are. Over the course of history, people were always drawn to explore the mountains. In classical mountaineering, reaching the summit has been the central goal of all endeavors. On the way up, different terrain like glaciers, walls and ridges had to be conquered by any means necessary. After the world's most important summits have been reached in the 19th and 20th century, new challenges had to be found. What we know today as rock climbing was born in the following. This new game doesn't primarily aim to get to a summit, but rather focuses on the route and the wall itself. Rock climbers put up routes through vertical or even overhanging cliffs, usually the steepest sections of a mountain. Rock climbing can be divided into two main categories, aid climbing and free climbing. In the early days, aid climbing was the standard. Here climbers rely on their gear to hold their body weight. To ascend a wall, climbers put nails and camming devices into the rock, attach rope ladders to them, climb these and repeat the process. Many routes on big walls still require aid climbing techniques today. When people talk about climbing, they usually refer to a type of free climbing though. The free climbing revolution started in the 1980s and changed the sport completely. Free climbing requires high levels of strength and balance as climbers hang directly off their fingertips. A free ascent means that only features of the rock are used to get to the top. A common misconception is that free climbing is unprotected. That's free solo, we talk about that in a bit. In free climbing, ropes and safety equipment is used, but only to catch a climber's fall. The four types of free climbing are lead, top rope, bouldering and free solo. Let's start with the most uncommon, free solo. This is the simplest but yet most dangerous form of climbing. Soloists just climb without any form of protection. This discipline is only performed by a handful of people though. Then there's bouldering. This is climbing short routes, mostly on boulders not higher than 5 meters. To protect the climb, crash pads, a special kind of mattress, are placed on the ground below the boulder. The routes, also called boulder problems, consist of few distinct moves which are very technical. Sometimes it takes more than 100 attempts until the boulderer executes all the moves in the right way and reaches the top. Top roping is the safest form of climbing and best for beginners. Climbers are attached to a rope that is fed through an anchor at the top of the wall. The belayer can always pull the rope tight and no big falls are possible. Also, the climber doesn't have to worry about protection during his climb. Top roping isn't really the form in which a climber's success is measured because the rope was already brought to the top before. The standard method of roped free climbing from bottom up is lead climbing. Leading means that the climber brings the rope up while climbing. Every couple of meters the rope is clipped to the wall so the climber can fall no more than twice the distance between these fixed points. Leading can be done in sport and trad. In sport climbing the rope is clipped to pre-installed bolts in the wall. Placing bolts enabled climbers to conquer overhanging caves and blank sections of rock, and the good protection minimizes the risk of injuries in a fall. Trad or traditional climbing means that instead of relying on bolts for protection, climbers place special devices in cracks and features of the rock. Trad climbing enables climbers to explore new walls where no bolts were placed and routes can be climbed clean without drilling or leaving gear behind. This discipline is more complex than sport climbing in a way, because finding suitable cracks for placements takes time and requires experience. Things get scary easily, so a bold mindset can be a real advantage in trad climbing. Bouldering, leading sport and top roping are the most popular forms of climbing nowadays and can also be performed on artificial walls of climbing gyms. These disciplines are united by the idea to maximize a climb's athletic demands at a minimal level of risk. Falling, therefore, happens regularly and doesn't lead to injuries usually. Because of their strong focus on athletics, all three are considered as types of sport climbing in some regions, mostly outside of English-speaking countries. Sometimes they're also referred to as competition climbing. Of course, there's tons of other types and methods out there, but these are the most important ones. Would you like to see more content like this? Let us know in the comments which topic our next video should be about, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. I'm Marcus from Vertisontal. We're two filmmakers on a sailing and climbing expedition to the most remote places on Earth. Check out our weekly vlog if you haven't.